Buenas, good morning guys. Welcome to Coffee with Coco today. I'm your host, Ariana Nieves, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, Iman.
Hey guys.
Somebody I've known for a few years now.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're really going to get into his story a little bit today. So Ivan, you just launched a whole new project.
I did.
Let's talk about it.
I did. It's called Buttered Caviar. Basically, it's a food page, right? It started as a food page, but now it's kind of evolving into something different, which is cool. And we were talking earlier. I mean, I'm figuring it out as I go. But it's exciting because I'm using and working with all my contacts and all the people that I know that are locals in Jersey City that are from all walks of life that are just so talented and so cool, and just like really happy to be in like this amazing creative circle and just have access to all these cool people and these cool minds, because now it's like I feel like I'm really taking advantage of it, and we're all helping each other as like a little community. So
absolutely,
it's really, really cool.
Your network is your net worth. We talk about this all the time.
Love that. Yeah.
Right? So this project that you started, we were talking about it a little bit earlier. It really started to snowball because of COVID, right?
Yeah, it did. You talk about just like how the world shut down, and you have all this time, and your brain starts racing. And I've always had a love for food and ingredients, and so I said, I started cooking and taking pictures, and I was just like, holy shit, this looks like pretty good.
This is legit.
This is actually pretty sick. So then I started to get more creative, and I started to make bolder and more vibrant dishes, so really eye-catching just from the get. But it's simple food. It's just slightly elevated. It's I do different takes on things, but it's very just humble, simple food. I just want it to look beautiful and taste even better. So, and that's how it started. And now I'm doing all this, and it's super exciting, and it's a little nerve-wracking because I'm learning as I go, like I said. But it's the process feels good, and my soul feels good right now. It's just like it's full, right?
You gotta listen to your gut.
So
you gotta listen more to spirit.
For sure.
I tell people this. I have conversations about this all the time, and I feel like, especially right now when everything's kind of in disarray, just listen to spirit, man. Like, just give yourself a second.
Yeah.
He wasn't joking about the food either. I already ate my plate in case you guys didn't.
I've been eating the whole time, so I just wanted to sit here and look pretty.
Now you guys can see what's up. You could see more about the back end details of actually what he was cooking on our IGTV segment that was on Instagram Live, so go check that out. So let's talk a little bit about your journey, right? Before you decided to launch this project, what were you doing?
I mean, long story short, really, I've just been bartending for a very long time.
Yes.
It's been,
We're here.
yeah, I mean, oh no.
You're good.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been bartending for, at this point, as long as I can remember. It's been a very long time. It's been a very long road. I started, well, let's back up to when I was a kid. My uncle, he owns Lola's Tapas Bar and what was Porto, Spain, in Hoboken for a very long time. It's now Urban Coal House.
Yes.
It's like a little pizza sports bar situation.
I enjoy Urban.
So I basically grew up in that restaurant because his son, my cousin, he's now running Lola's, and he's been there forever. It's a family business. So I started there busting tables, and running food or bread and water. I started just like that, and I really enjoyed it. My whole family has always been in the restaurant business. My grandfather owned a restaurant. My father did. I mean, it stems forever. I mean, that's the Spaniards. I mean, they love that. As you know, the food is incredible. So yeah, I kind of just stayed in the restaurant. I started serving at Amanda's over in Hoboken for a while. Then I started bartending there. They're like, "Hey, you want to bartend?" I was like, "Oh, okay." I'll never forget one of my first shifts. I shook a Manhattan, and that's you don't ever shake a Manhattan. That is literally you are banished forever for life. But he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know, man." So from there on out, that's when I started, picking up books and asking questions and looking stuff up online. What's the proper technique to do this? What is a recipe? I was like, what the hell is a margarita? I had no idea what a margarita was. I've drank millions of them. I just never knew really what was in it. I never really paid attention to the bar ever. I was just always working the floor on my food, so I was always in the food, right? And then yeah, it just kind of went from there. From there, I went to like a crazy spot in Hoboken, Cadillac Cantina. We all know Cadillac Cantina.
Everybody knows Cadillac.
That was like my first bartending gig where it was just like balls to the wall, like get fucked up, like you know, it was a blast. I actually ended up getting fired from there, but it was
part of the process.
It was my own. Yeah, let's call it that. It was part of the growing process. Yeah, it was me being a fucking asshole, but you know,
part of the process.
Whatever. Again, part of the process. But yeah, that was fun, and then it just kind of kept going from there, and then you know, I really just started getting into the technique of the art of the cocktail. So that's, you know, because I've always loved ingredients, so I was like, okay. At one point, I actually audited a class at the FCI in the city, and I wanted to go to culinary school, but I said to myself, and I swear to God, I said, I can make more money and hook up with more women behind the bar.
You know what? I'm not even mad at you.
I was like 21 years old, and I was just
and
like...
it was all true.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, so it was like, you know, I'm going to pursue this. And then I really, again, I started getting into the craft of it and always putting my love of ingredients like in there, you know what I mean? Making up, you know, whether it's infusing something or making a syrup or just, you know, crazy flavor combinations, which I'm like out there with like flavors and cocktails, you know, I like to mess around with some crazy shit. So
even I feel like even when I met you, so you were bartending at South House at the time, which is in downtown Jersey City.
Yep.
And I remember when I initially met you, like you were so into the smoking and the throwing.
Yeah.
Like that's just the vibe. Like
that's just, you know, I'm going like this with the cinnamon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I really have a fun job putting on a show, but it's organic to me. It really is.
It's where your passion lies.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I have a blast doing that behind the bar, and I think that shows. And you know, I appreciate when people pick up on that energy because you know, I am working, but I'm having a good time, and I want you to have an amazing time, and I want to put on a show for you. That's just the person that I am. I like to have fun, and I like to let people know that I'm having fun.
Absolutely, and that's how your mind works as a creative. And I don't want to go over anybody's head. Like we get on this platform and we talk to you guys about legality and how to make something sustainable and how to be financially literate, but we learned all of those things because we're creatives, like, and we want what we're producing and what we're doing to be on our own platforms and not feeding other people's pockets, right?
Absolutely.
I think also too, the biggest way that we learn how to do something for ourselves is by learning through our previous experiences. You were saying you've been working since you were 12.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had my hands in something. Even, you know, in high school, I was, when I was 16, I started pursuing a career in music. And then I was, at the same time while I was doing that, I was obviously going to school, but then I was working for a like private party company, like DJing, but I was like a party motivator, so I would do like high-end bar mitzvahs and stuff like that.
Oh, all that.
So I was like, you know,
you were
studying, it was crazy.
You were like, ooh.
No, it was crazy. Like I was studying music and then like fucking doing 2 parties every weekend, dancing and making my money, and I had a restaurant job I was working at. I mean, I always had my hands in something. Then through the company, I got like into DJing, so I bought a bunch of DJ stuff. I was DJing for a couple of years in the city and like the meatpacking. Like I just always, it was definitely always, there was always a creative outlet, whether it was restaurant or food or not. I was always kind of, whether it was music or DJing or whatever, you know, so yeah, it's just the whole ride
those experiences
has been crazy.
Yeah.
Like now that I'm thinking of it, like I used to just take the bus into the city and just do an open mic.
Yeah.
When I was like, you know, 17 years old, it was like kind of crazy, but it was awesome.
Because I don't think that we work fearlessly. I think we work through our fears.
Yeah.
And that comes from anybody as a local can relate to this. You know, coming from nothing and being self-made and trying to build yourself up. You have no skeleton, no guidance, so it's literally, I'm just gonna jump out the window and see how hard I fall.
That's actually really great.
Yeah.
It's actually like a great way to put it.
Yeah. Ooh. See, quotes.
Yeah.
Make me shirts now.
Yeah. Swag.
What I do want to get into, because we talked a lot about your process, is where you're at. Let's talk about some accomplishments.
Accomplishments as far like with this butter caviar.
Yeah, man.
You know what? It's a very simple one. I started it.
Oof.
The name.
Oof.
You know, I just did it. That's honestly the biggest accomplishment right now. I got goosebumps thinking about it. But it's just I did it. Like I just got it off the ground, and you know the logo's there, and it's live. It's a thing,
live.
and that's like for me the biggest accomplishment. Now this is the fun part. This is like not the easy part, but this is the fun part. This is where I get to learn. this is where I go through the process, and I get to fucking hang out with cool people. This is now gonna be like the ride. Like just getting it, the name there, and like getting it live and getting followers and people supporting me, that's my biggest accomplishment right now.
That's amazing.
For sure.
And I feel like that's definitely the hardest part.
Absolutely.
Like the initiative just to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Like that's tough. And I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm so
Thank
excited
you.
to see what this is gonna
Louis
turn
Lou's
into.
home.
So like I was saying, I'm super proud of you, everything that you're accomplishing right now.
Thank you.
Let's talk about streaming it, right? So what platforms are you utilizing?
Right now, Instagram, for sure. That's like the only thing that I'm doing right now. I'm trying to stay as active as I can. I just posted my first post on the House of Energy, at the House of Energy, which is going to be the mini-series podcast with Butter Caviar, and then whoever my guests are, you know, whether it's, you know, Coco or, you know, Mixologist, what have you. And then once we get that little series all like done, it's definitely gonna hit YouTube and IGTV. I want to make it, just send it out to as many, I want as many people to get their hands on it as they can. Obviously, like, who am I right now? No one's gonna subscribe to anything extra, right? I just want to give it to y'all. So that's what it's gonna be on those two platforms, and we'll see where it goes from there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come out with swag soon, so I want to get some T-shirts. I want to get some, you know, some hoodies, stuff like that. Snapbacks made. I want it out there, and I just want everybody to embrace it. I want to embrace everybody.
That's
So-
amazing. Yes.
So, yeah.
Support your local small businesses, guys. This is up right now. This was an amazing conversation. Hey,
Hey, girl.
miss. What are you doing? This is an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for giving us your input, your story. Let's talk about some advice.
Yeah.
Right? So there is a bunch of people on here that probably didn't even have the balls to get started. What would you tell them?
My advice to you is, number one, just do it. Don't make an excuse. And number two, use your resources. Use the people that you know and love, and make your connections. Use everything. The worst that somebody can say is no. I'm so thankful that I know people like you that are willing to give their time and their creative energy and like just the, you know, their effort, and that's all you can ask for. Just get up and do it. It's a lot easier than you think. Once you get out the door, you're out. You're good, right? And then use your resources, you know, and make connections, and don't burn bridges, and just, yeah, and stay positive. That's it.
Wow, super powerful. I love it. Thank you
Yeah,
so much,
no
Yvonne.
problem.
This was,
Everything was
so
awesome.
dope. Thank you for the food.
Yeah, of course. Anytime, guys.
And
Anytime.
guys, thank you for tuning in for Coffee with Coco. We will catch you next time.
Cheers, y'all. Bye.